Now, the last pedal is the Gypsy Vibe. That one sounds really, really good. That must have taken a long time, did it, to...
Oh, I mean, it was one of those ones where I was pretty fussy with like that one. I mean, some like the Fuzz and the Twang were almost, well, 2 or 3 prototypes in, we were like happy with it, but the Vibe, I was like, it needed to be identical to the one that we used for inspiration, which was my original uni-vibe. And you know, I've been through a lot of original ones. I've had been lucky enough to have quite a few vintage ones, and there was one that I held on to, which, like you said before about holding onto a pedal forever, that was the one that I've got to keep forever. It's just a real, you know, gem. And we managed to sort of reverse engineer that part for part and work out why it sounded so good, and more importantly, keep it consistent so that each Gypsy Vibe sounds the same as the next, which is another problem in itself. You know, you could maybe get one sounding good, but getting, you know, 100 in a line sounding good is a different story. So
yes, that must be very, very difficult. I mean, for someone like me who, you know, plays guitar, and you know, like all of us, I buy equipment, but I don't really know how it works. I mean, you know, when I put the battery in, I look at all the components and I think, oh, okay, I don't know what that does. But so I wouldn't even have a clue of how you would start to, you know, reverse engineer a product. That must be a very lengthy process, is it? And
yeah, it can be. Again, I've got to sort of credit my team really, because again, I'm not the most technical guy, but I have the guys around me here, like they are, they just can. The thing is, the funny thing is, for them, guitar pedals are so basic because they've been working on like one of my guys used to be like used to fix like air traffic control systems and stuff, like
wow.
serious stuff. And so for them, like a fuzz pedal is quite simple, but yeah, I can tap into their expertise, and I can be the ears, they can be the engineers, thankfully.
Yeah, so we could see a kind of a drone version of the Fuzz coming out soon. That would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? But yes, that univibe pedal, out of all the ones I looked at, and as we look at so many different ones, don't we? That one had kind of the throb to it that you want. It sounds good, of course, with the Fuzz, doesn't it? Together.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, in general, Fuzz and Vibe, you just can't get a better combination than that, can you? It's just like they're made to be. Oh, that was another thing with the design process. Like, even if you cracked it and got the Vibe sounding perfect, it's like you've then got to make sure it sounds good with a Fuzz in different orders.
Right.
And it's like
yeah,
it's like, but thankfully, I tell you what, we were really lucky that this is the first time I plugged in the Vibe with our Fuzz. It was just like it was made to be with it. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's anything to do with the fact that they were made by, you know, us, the same guys, but it's like they just happen to be so like perfectly matched, which is great.
Well, that's terrific. Yeah, that's gonna. I'm really looking forward to trying those together. Is there speaking of the order, if you had a Fuzz and a univibe, what order would you say is good? I normally put the Fuzz before, but you know, that sounds good to me. But what would you recommend?
Do you know what? I think it's one of the sort of best ways to describe it for me is like if you're going for like a more sort of again, these into the weird describing words here, but like the more watery sort of Robin Trower sound, you'd go Vibe first, actually.
Ah, okay.
But for the more like Hendrixy sort of Woodstock era, if you listen to a Hendrix and Woodstock, that's Vibe afterwards, and yeah, you get more. It's more of a phasery sound, I suppose. It's still. Most people prefer that, to be honest, but I actually prefer Vibe beforehand, just because it's more. It sounds fatter and waterier, but like yeah, it's each to their own, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. And if you had all of your 3 pedals, could you use those? I mean, that would be quite extreme, wouldn't it? That would be the ultimate glossy tone. Do you ever do that?
Yeah,
do you ever put 3 together?
Yeah, sometimes I'll tell you when I'm at a gig and I want to just go a bit crazy, I'll stick them on all at the same time. It gets quite noisy to be honest, because there's a lot of gain introduced between the different stages, so I feel like it's go forward at your own peril sort of thing.
Maybe we'll try that in a lick at the end, some crazy, type expression lick, I don't know. But, oh, that's great. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting those pedals, Chris, and as you can hear, they sound really, really fantastic. Well, as I say, we'll put some licks up at the end with each pedal. Is there any pedal you'd love to make? Chris, anything coming? Well, you probably can't talk about anything that's coming up.
Oh, look, I mean, it's I don't. Oh, it's so hard because there's one pedal and I can't. This is going to be a bit of a tease to say this, but if we manage to pull it off, it's going to be. There's nothing like it out there, and I feel like it's going to be the thing that puts pedal porn on the map. So,
wow.
But because of that, it's very hard. It's not just going to be something that's going to come out in the next year. It's going to be years and years of work. But if it pulls off, well, yeah, it's going to be incredible. But I can't really say what it is because people will just start working on it themselves.
Yes, that must be a hard thing. Everyone wants to take everyone's ideas, don't they? Really. But,
well, I mean, the good thing is about this, and even this, I don't even want to say this, but I feel like you would, even when people see it, they will struggle. They won't be able to just clone it because they will have to have serious engineering knowledge because it's not just a straight circuit you can copy. You'd have to literally spend years on it yourself just to reverse engineer hours. So
Well, that sounds fantastic.
This might not even happen. I mean, it's a real crazy idea, but if it happens, it's going to be incredible. But we've got some other ideas that we're hoping to release pretty soon. But it's just with COVID, it's just everything seems to be closed. In terms of supply chains and stuff, it's a nightmare to just get parts at the moment, and we're waiting on stuff that if we'd, in non-COVID times, we would have had the parts to release stuff now. But no, it's just it's been pretty crazy because of COVID.
Well, yes, of course, yeah. With all these waiting times, very difficult, isn't it? Now, all these pedals, I'm right. I'm saying, Chris, aren't I? That they're all handmade, which was another thing I thought. Oh, it's really, really good coming from England because I see a lot of American companies, but I've not seen too many English ones, especially ones which are handmade to this. To this fine quality.
But we'll pay that. We'll send you the check later.
Oh yes.
But the thing is, I mean, we've got to keep it authentic to where we started, and it started so humbly, where it was Keith, our main tech. I'd just go around his house and he'd be in his little shed and just wiring one at a time, and it's we're retaining that real boutique vibe, but it takes a long time to wire each one. Sometimes people get impatient because they're you've never got enough stock and stuff, but it's each one is literally handmade from the start.
Well, that's amazing. I was very impressed because I ordered this, and I think within a day or so, Chris sent me an email and said, "Oh, we've sent it out." I thought, "Geez, that's really quick," So it's hard to get that quality so quickly. And of course, if you have to wait, they're certainly worth the wait. So don't worry if it takes a bit longer. How long does it typically take, Chris, if you get an order?
It really depends. I mean, we try not to have it as readily available on the site without some kind of warning if it's going to take a while, but it's hard because we honestly never really have anything on the shelf. It tends to be a week to week basis where we'll as soon as we get them in we'll then put them on the site. But for example, the Gypsy Vibe, we literally never have any in stock. It's just sometimes there's a chance to get them, but it's because they take so long to build as well. The Gypsy Vibe seems to be the hardest one to get hold of, but Yeah, we don't just really have them on the shelf, but we're trying to get them out. So.
Wow, yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? I should say also, look, these are the box they come in. If you can see that. Sorry, I don't have my other camera on today, but it's a lovely box. The packaging makes a big difference, doesn't it? It's quite exciting to open a pedal, and you've got this container here. Some picks in there and some stickers.
You appreciate it.
I ate the sweets.
Oh, do you know what's really like sad? Sometimes people, if they ever have to return it, like if they've just, it's not for them or something. I always get an email saying, "I'm so sorry, but I've eaten the Haribo."
That's right.
But,
so finally, Chris, thanks very much. That's great. I hope that gives you a good idea of what these pedals are like. If you want some authentic blues tones, then these are the pedals for you. Like as you can see from Chris's playing, it's fantastic, very inspiring to me. I have to go away and work on my licks. But now you've got on your website, I should say, Chris have got some fantastic players playing these pedals. I mean, Eric Gales, I've seen using this, and also George Lynch, is that right? Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that must be great to have those players. Is there anyone who you'd really love to see using your pedals?
Oh, well, I'm sure if you scroll through my Instagram and Facebook, you can see that we're just trying to get Philip Sace to get one.
Yes.
One day, we're gonna get him. But no, he's the thing is that it's hard when someone's got the best already. Like I say, like the original versions of this stuff, it's like it's hard to say. Here's a new one. Believe in us, but we're gonna get there. Like it just takes time to build a bit of credibility, because when you're a small startup company and stuff, it's like sometimes you need to establish yourself. So we're just trying to keep working towards building that. And Philip Sace, mate, he's a dream.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might say that, but he's a great player, isn't he? So,
that's Philip Sace. But we're really lucky to I've had like guys like Eric Gales and that, just and all the other guys playing them. It's a real honour, because a lot of those guys are my heroes and stuff.
Wow, yes, that's terrific, isn't it? I think though, if you're authentic and you're genuine with whatever you do, pedal building or as a player, or with whatever you do in life, really, I think that you build that reputation and people will come to you anyway. So I'm sure Philip Sace will come very soon and say, "Wow, these are great," because they must be quite expensive, these pedals just lying around, and if they break, the original ones,
Well, that's it. And to be honest, we have solved that issue actually. Ours should be way more reliable than the old ones that guys like that would be using. So that's one selling point. But on that similar note though, I've been checking out your videos and stuff, and your playing's like awesome as well. And that's another reason why I was like, I need to get you these pedals out just so you can film the licks, because I wouldn't be able to do it justice like that. So I appreciate you taking the time.
No, you're very welcome. No, it's a pleasure to love to help if I can. That's great. I run a blues group on Facebook, so see if we can get some people interested, but they are I think they speak for themselves, these pedals. So Chris, if you want to buy one of these, where would you go?
pedalporn.com. Right now.
There we go, easy. I'll put all the links down below, and also check out Chris's YouTube channel where he talks about vintage pedals and some of the newer ones too. I think you did one recently about the Boss tone bender, didn't you? And that was a really good one. I enjoyed that one. Chris got some great tones from that pedal. Another one which we have to add to our list to buy.
One of our engineers, Paul, he's just desperate to get one of those, and he missed out, of course, because they sold out straight away. But he's trying to persuade me to sell mine every day to him. But it's just such a good pedal. I want to hold on to it, but we're trying to find him on it, because the problem with that is they've gone crazy, haven't they, on reverb and stuff. I don't know if you've seen them. They've just gone like, close to £1,000 or something.
Everything I look at, I shouldn't say anything about that, should I really? But everything I look at on there is about $10 billion. And I think I've only got, $2.50. How am I going to buy that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, honestly, it's a scary place to bring up sometimes when you're trying to, you're looking for new gear and you just see the prices and you just click the browser on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, Chris, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming on so late, over there.
No, thank
in
you,
England.
mate. It's cool. This is my natural time to be. This is about the only time of day I'm actually alive. Normally I'm just like,
Yeah, I got up at 7 this morning to set up for this, and I thought this is unnatural for a guitar player, to be up at this time.
Yeah.
But anyway, it made it worth it talking to you and going through these pedals. That was really fun. So thanks so much, Chris.
No, thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
That's all right. So check out pedalporn.com if you want to get some of these fine pedals. Have a look at Chris's YouTube channel too, and let's have a look at some licks with some of these pedals. I think what we'll do is perhaps we'll start with the fuzz pedal. So this one is just an E chord at the beginning. We're doing this. Trying to let the chord ring out for a little bit there when I'm playing that. And then this is a simple lick. I'm just going up to the 7th fret and I'm playing the 7th fret and the 5th fret on the A, back to the 7 on the low E. So we have... And the only thing I really do there is I do this rake again. And that gives it a bit of oomph on that, that string there on the 7th fret. So we have this. Then I'm going to go back to that 5th fret on the A string. And then I'm just going down the blues scale. This is 7 here, 6, 5 on the low E. And now what I do is something slightly different here. Normally in E you do this. You're going to bend that minor third, that G, to a major third, G sharp. But what you can do is a little trick here to make it sound a bit more nasty. Instead of, you can go, I bend the one below it, the F sharp, into the G, giving it making it like a minor sound really. That F sharp, makes it quite interesting, doesn't it? So. And then again, finish on the E at the end. So let me play that once more for luck. Here we go.